Today we're going to be doing a layout tour video of my HO scale freelance Union Pacific Northridge Division layout. Over here on the right, as we come in, we've got my workbench area, and we can proceed into the layout. It's a double-deck layout, freelance prototype inspired of the fictitious Union Pacific Northridge Division. This railroad used to be its own Northridge regional railroad, but it has recently been acquired and merged with Union Pacific. It's kind of the backstory of this. So there are elements throughout the layout where that is kind of shown in older locomotives that are not Union Pacific, in patched locomotives, things like that. This is a double deck layout, as I said. Each deck will have its own continuous loop for continuous running, but it also is set up as a prototype, or as a point-to-point operation layout for operating sessions. Let's kind of continue back over here to the very, very west end of the layout where it starts. So as we come in here, this is Bennington Junction. This is the very westernmost edge of the layout. This is one spot where trains can enter the layout on the main line. The spot that branches off goes into a lift out section, which is used for just continuous running, not for operations. And this scene here will be a river scene, kind of a little bit mountainous. This entire first level, the lower level, will be a little more mountainous scenery, kind of out west that you might find in Washington, Oregon, and Pacific Northwest. There will be a road running across the front of the scene, and crosses a river here, and we continue on to the Northridge Bennington mine. This has two tracks. Each track goes all the way through this cavity and out on the other side onto this drop-down shelf. This drop-down shelf is just because this is also the entryway into my utility closet, so we need to be able to get things like just do maintenance and stuff and such. But each track fits an entire one-unit train on it. So you can have, for operations, we can drop off empties and pick an entire train of empties and pick up an entire train worth of loaded hopper cars. As we continue across, it'll go into a mountain here, into a tunnel, and this mountain will kind of wrap around the end of this wall. As we come over here, this will be an industrial area. The initial plan is that this will be a intermodal facility, could take full unit trains worth of 40-foot well cars. But it may, as the layout progress continues, it may end up into a more industrial area with several smaller industries in it. So this entire layout is a single track main line with a passing siding on each level. As we continue around here, the main line stays in the back, and the front track is the yard lead into our yard, into the Northridge yard. This is kind of the biggest yard on the layout, really the main yard in the layout. This first section will be a shop facility and a kind of engine servicing facility. And then as we go over here, we've got crossovers along the back there from the main line into the arrival departure track of the yard. And then there are 5 stub end tracks for classification, 1 run through classification track, and then a run around track along the very front here. As we continue over to the other end of the yard, this will be a maintenance away yard area and office and whatnot kind of built back in here. And we've got, once again, another crossover out onto the main line. The main line continues along the back of this entire section. This front track that has the passenger cars on it right now is just a stub end track for what will be a station here. There'll be a station platform running all the way along down through here to the end of the bench work on this section. But you can kind of see there the main line's in the back, and in the middle is our first passing siding. That will be used for passenger trains for the station, or just for general passing and whatnot. As they merge together here, they'll duck back into a tunnel and kind of continue all the way around through here. All up above, on top of kind of the mountain that we're going to build here, and running through the mountain will be part of the climb to the second level. It will kind of connect up from there, and it will branch across all the way along the back side of the layout. For part of it through here, it'll be visible. It'll just be elevated, and then kind of over there on that wall behind Northridge Yard, it will be kind of behind the backdrop. We'll have a removable backdrop so you can gain access and whatnot. Up here, on the elevated line, will also be a switch that will go across here to up in this area. We will have a lumber mill, which will ship out processed lumber on center beam flat cars. It can ship out pulpwood cars, flat cars, and wood chip hoppers, along with potentially box cars or whatnot else that you might, the lumber might get shipped in for projects and as required. So the main line continues here, and it will come out, be in the tunnel still, and then right before it gets to this switch, it'll come out of the tunnel. It'll come out of a tunnel. This other track that crosses over is part of the reversing loop that is on this level, which is not used for operations, but it will be used for, can be used for continuous running between the two levels of the layout, or just for turning trains around and other utility purposes. As the main line continues here, it'll branch up, has a switch here that will go into kind of an undetermined area here. Most likely it'll just be a maintenance of way track, maintenance of way siding, or maybe an old abandoned industry. Nothing real current. No major current industries there will be there. The main line continues to wrap around, and then we get to this switch. The main line takes the inside route, and hence will head up, start up a grade, and as it will continue through, go into a tunnel portal and continue through to the to where we just were, the other side of this peninsula. Up here as well will be Amtrak station right in here. No station building at all, just a parking lot and a platform. And then kind of in the middle of the scene here will be a transloading facility. It's got to have a warehouse building that cars can back into, cars can go into, and where they can transload into semis. It'll have some docks, and it'll have drive-on access. And then there'll be an overhead crane kind of in the yard outside of it for transloading larger items off of flat cars and whatnot to semis. They might not do inside. And then along the back of that scene will be a road kind of duck into woods behind this building, and then it'll kind of come out, and it'll duck back into woods into the backdrop over here. And the road will kind of come down and go into a parking lot. So this kind of corner here will be a lot more wooded and whatnot. On the front section is going to be this local branch line, and the main industry that is going to be served here is going to be this will be a receiving area for a glass factory. So it will take in covered hoppers with sand, silica, whatnot, all down in this area. Potentially, you might see a little bit of the actual factory building up here, but the plan is not to actually model the factory, just kind of the receiving area. And then there would be no shipping out of this area either, just receiving. That's the main part of this lower layout, or this lower level. You can kind of see over here, once again, is where this lift out section is for it to continue, for a continuous operation, continuous running on this level. We'll kind of continue back over here, around to the other side of the peninsula, where the train from where the main line from the lower level will come out and will enter the upper level. This is a no-licks, so the layout, or so the main line in its elevation to the second level will continue all the way along the backdrop, all the way around, kind of where you see it elevated right now, and then in that corner it will go into a storage utility room, and it will continue its way up. Back here in this corner is where the main line will re-enter the layout up on the upper level. It'll continue along this shelf along this side, all the way along, and then down in this corner will be a large factory. This kind of be the keystone of this level a little bit. Would be a large factory, probably like a tractor factory, a heavy machinery factory, so it can accept coil steel cars, flat cars, box cars, tank cars with all sorts of with oils and whatnot in it. But there'll be kind of, I think, on this wall there'll be part of there'll be some factory buildings, and then also on that wall will be some factory buildings. As it continues along this side over here, there will be a small yard for servicing this industry up here, and then for serving locals on the branch lines going both at this point in time, this direction is east on this level, and this direction to the right is west. And so they'll serve the local industries both east and west on this level. So we continue along, it'll exit the yard, the small industry yard here. And it'll kind of go through some fields. This level is going to be a lot flatter, a lot more plains, less mountainous. But it'll continue around this way. And then the main line will continue off through this wall in this corner into staging. And this is where the main line exits the layout on the east end of our layout here. But there'll be a branch line that will branch off here, go through town. There'll be kind of a town scene along here, Main Street, kind of Main Street USA kind of vibes, and there will be the line will just run through the median of the main street to kind of just kind of give some interesting town perspective, and it'll curve off through the wall here. It'll probably, as it goes through this wall, we'll probably use an overpass, like a highway overpass scene, kind of to help break up this wall a little bit. Right here in this corner will be a lumber yard. That's kind of the current plan anyway. We'll see how that fits, but it'll continue off, and up here in this corner of this level will be a power plant that will accept coal cars, which conveniently come from the very west end of the layout, which is coincidentally right beneath it. So that actually allows unit trains to kind of originate and have origins and destinations all on the layout, but on opposite ends to give some good running. Once again, it'll be 2 tracks, but it'll probably not be. They won't be as long as the lower level, so it'll probably have to be split. But on the front, kind of on this front shelf here, will be probably 2 industries. Currently, the plan is for it to be something like a paper recycling plant. Kind of something, an idea I got from the BNSF Fall River. They have a great model of a paper recycling plant in their layout, and it just looked really good, and it was a unique industry and unique thing to model. And then there'll also be probably kind of closer to on the front side of the layout of the shelf will be something for loading. Will be a industry for loading fuel or propane, gas, petroleum, something like that. Will be for unloading from tank cars and loading into tanker trucks. So we kind of for the power plant, the lumber yard, and then 2 industries down here, kind of this branch line on the very east end of the layout. So we continue around, go back to the yard, and we can kind of continue around back down this way towards the peninsula, and once again the track will wrap around the peninsula, just like it does on the lower level. There will be, up here on the peninsula, there will be 2 industries. The current plan is for there to be 2 industries, one on either side. One of those industries will be a grain elevator for obviously lots of grain cars and shipping grain cars out. And the industry on the other side is to be determined. Once again, there will be a reversing loop on this level. And there will be a lift-out bridge on this end for continuous running on this level as well. That's kind of an overview of the current status of the Union Pacific Northridge division. This has been in progress at this current state, and when this is recorded in March of 2025. This has been in progress for about a year, and it was in design for about 9 months prior to that. Lots of revisioning to get to have as much flexibility and in how this layout is used and running, and to get the most diversity in terms of industries and car types and car loads that might be seen on this layout. So, bye for now.